Access Hollywood, weeknights at 7:30 on News 10 NBC. Now, a special edition of News 10 NBC. A foot or more of snow. Treacherous travel. As March Fury hits home. This is the most complete coverage you can get.
4:30 on your Wednesday morning. A blizzard warning in effect right now. We are just a few hours away from a major winter storm hitting our area. We are with you extra early this morning to make sure you're prepared for double-digit snow accumulation, sub-zero wind chills, and gusty winds.
Right now, we can tell you the roads are wet as rain continues to fall in our area. And new this morning, we want you to take a look at what's coming our way. Snow is falling right now in Chicago, and it is beginning to stick on the ground in some places. That snow is going to intensify as it gets closer to us moving eastward. This is a major winter storm, and we welcome you this morning.
Yeah, combine that with a blizzard warning, and travel could be treacherous. Thanks for joining us on this special edition of News 10 NBC Today. I'm Nikki Runn.
And I'm Rebecca LeClaire. School closings continuing to come in. Just minutes ago, we found out that Batavia City Schools are now closed. That information just came in a couple minutes ago. So if you're heading out to work shortly, we know some of you do get up early. There are travel advisories you need to be aware of. Also this morning, we continue to monitor school closings for you. They are running at the bottom of your screen.
We do have team coverage for you to keep you safe and informed. Pat Taney live at the 394-90 interchange in Gates. Berkeley Breen is looking into the impact of families. But first, let's get right to meteorologist Rich Kennelia for a breakdown on how this storm will be changing your day.
Yeah, so Rich, the storm right on track as we understand. What can we expect?
Yeah, looking at the data so far this morning, nothing's really changed from yesterday. So we're still anticipating a major powerhouse of a storm coming in as we head towards late morning and this afternoon. Let's see what's happening right now, because, yeah, if you've been up and about looking out, it's been just a little rain out there. You might be thinking, well, we're going to get this big storm, and it's been kind of just a little wet out there. What we're seeing now really has nothing to do with the storm we're getting later this morning. But notice the temperatures, they have come down now. We're at 32 degrees, Spencerport down to 30 in Batavia. And again, these temperatures will do nothing but drop the rest of the morning into the afternoon. And that's why we're still 100% certain what's coming is just going to be a big snowstorm. And you can see on our Futurecast at 7 a.m., still a little spotty light precip. So it's 4:30 now, not bad. 5:30, 6:30, even through 7:30, 8 o'clock. Not that bad through the morning. Well, look what happens as we go towards 9, 10 a.m. You see that really dark blue out there? That's the very heavy snow. Gets even heavier at lunchtime, and then that'll be the case taking us right through the afternoon into the evening. Conditions will go downhill and downhill very fast later this morning into the afternoon. We're still looking at a solid 12 to 16 inches of snow, locally 18 to 20 inches near the Ontario shoreline. Maybe 16 to 20 inches over some of the hills in the Finger Lakes as well. So again, be ready for it. This morning, 8 a.m., still not that bad out there, but we're going to have full-on near, if not blizzard conditions, midday into the afternoon. Look at the temperatures. We're dropping to 18 with heavy snow, whiteout conditions between noon and 5 this afternoon. Nikki and Rebecca?
All right, thanks a lot, Rich. If you have to go into work this morning, or maybe you're staying home with the kids because they don't have school, don't be fooled by the weather as you wake up this morning.
Yeah, if you don't have to drive anywhere, don't. Travel advisories will go into effect later today. In Monroe County, it's from 10 a.m. to midnight. In Livingston County, an advisory will begin at 8 o'clock this morning until 1 this afternoon. After that, a no travel advisory or no unnecessary travel notice will go into effect.
Now, the expected road conditions are the major factor why schools all over the area are closed today. And Berkeley Breen is live in East Rochester for us this morning on how parents are adjusting their schedule because of this big storm.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. Listen, if it stayed like this, there's no doubt schools would be open today. It's not that cold. Last time I checked, 37 degrees here in East Rochester. Just a little bit of rain when I was driving here to the location. Driving was fine. So if you got to be on the roads right now, you're okay. But as you saw Rich's forecast, boy, things are going to change. Right now, most of the schools in our area, the people watching us this morning, those schools are closed. And that meant that thousands of parents went into snow day mode when their school district made that decision to close. A lot of parents told us that they were happy their school district decided to close last night at 6 o'clock instead of this morning at 6 a.m. Those early closures meant that they could make arrangements for childcare or be able to try to get time off work. You know, this puts parents in a tough spot, especially on a day like yesterday when the temperatures were in the high 40s and the storm was still a day and a half away.
I have to work. My husband has to work. Neither of us can call in. Fortunately, we have a neighbor who's going to help out.
You know, these districts don't take this decision lightly. I talked to several of them yesterday. They watch our forecast. They talk to the National Weather Service. They talk to their towns, their town highway departments. You know, what are the roads going to be like? It's not an easy decision for schools to make. They'd rather be open, but they saw, or they were anticipating what it's going to be like this afternoon if kids had to go home. And that's why they made the decision to close today. We're live in East Rochester, Berkeley Bree News 10 NBC.
Thanks, Berkeley. As a mom myself, I was glad they all closed down too. And our team coverage continues this morning. While most schools, as you know, are closed, plenty of businesses are still open.
Yeah, Pat Taney is monitoring the traffic situation for us. He's live at 390-490 at the interchange there. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning to you guys. Things looking pretty good right now. That rain overnight making the roadways here a little bit wet, but drivers having no trouble this morning passing down these roads at this hour. But as we heard from Rich, boy, that's really going to change later. We're talking blizzard-like conditions, especially going to impact your commute home, but your commute into work should be a-okay, at least the way things look right now. This bout with winter weather, the latest in what has been a cold and miserable season, and it is really taking its toll on all of us in more ways than one. Sub-zero temperatures, blizzards, snow piling up. All of us have spent a lot of time trying to stay warm, digging out driveways and sidewalks, and that's been taking a toll on our health. Local emergency rooms have been quite busy this winter, dealing with all sorts of winter weather ailments, and an extra long winter means that rush isn't slowing down at all. We spoke with the chair of the emergency department over at Unity Hospital.
Well, it affects our volume quite a bit, actually. You know, we see some extensive cases of upper respiratory infections. We're also seeing a lot of falls from the ice outside, a lot of heart conditions are related to the snow and shoveling the snow and that sort of thing.
Yeah, folks, a good reminder, take care of your health, especially as we get ready to dig out from all of the snow we are expected to see today. One last check of the roadways here, 390-490 interchange, looking okay. That rain, when we first got here, it was just rain. Now it's getting a little heavier. It looks like a mix of maybe some rain and snow, so keep that in mind as you get ready to head out to work this morning. And again, the headline, not so bad for the morning commute, but your evening commute is going to be very challenging. We'll be out here keeping an eye on things, keep you posted throughout the next few hours. We are live. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks a lot, Pat. And yes, we're seeing some of those white flakes falling down in front of you. And with blizzard conditions looming on the horizon, you're probably already missing yesterday's sun and warm weather. It's hard to imagine that we had bitter winds and blowing snow coming our way when it was so sunny yesterday. But here we go, getting ready for another storm. We stopped at the Pittsford Wegmans to track down winter-weary people, find out what today's big blizzard means to them. Is this more preparation, or are they just used to having another storm?
Gonna go home, put the car in the garage, and get the shovels ready and the snowblower ready, and we'll be good to go. All right. You gotta go with the flow.
We always get a big storm in March, so as long as it's only lasting one day, that's okay. I hope it exits quick.
I shoveled our sidewalks while it was nice out, so I got rid of all the ice on our sidewalks, so when the snow falls, it won't be so bad.
Smart woman. And you know, people say they're going to take this storm in stride. It's just another winter assault, part of a dramatic winter we've been having, but it will be a challenge after the relatively balmy weather we've had the past few days.
Now, if you live in the city, here's an announcement you need to hear. Because of the blizzard, all garbage and recycling pickups have been delayed by one day. The city says to make sure to keep your sidewalks and driveways clear to make room for those plows. And while we're getting ready for the storm, so are airports across the country. Let's take a look at the Greater Rochester International Airport flight board. So far, about 10 arrivals from the Midwest and East Coast have been canceled. Now, this impending storm and possible blizzard will have an effect on all of us, and we'll be with you throughout the day providing live updates. Rich Cornelia will be back in about 5 minutes with another look at how the storm is shaping up. Then around 4:45, another live look at road conditions. Also, A representative from the American Red Cross will join us to talk about ways your family can stay safe. It's important to be prepared. Our live coverage of this storm will continue throughout the morning show and today's show. Also tonight at 5 and 6, when travel is expected to be difficult. You can stay connected on our website, WHEC.com. Check out the radar, live traffic cameras, and get weather alerts. And we have the latest storm updates on Facebook and Twitter.
Thanks, Nikki. And now to a follow-up story. There's going to be a rally supporting a former Greece Olympia teacher who resigned after a photo on Facebook showed her using vulgar language in the classroom. The story still has a lot of people talking. Sharon Duffy was a sign language teacher at Greece Olympia up until last week when the photo went viral. Last night, her supporters came out to protest her resignation at the Greece School Board meeting. They talked about her influence on students and the impact of all of this. One former student says Duffy was an inspiration and she loved being in the classroom. District officials did confirm for us Duffy is the teacher in the photo standing next to a smart board that showed the vulgar language written out.
A man is facing charges after police say he fired a BB gun into a teen's eye in Seneca Falls. This morning, 43-year-old John Rimmer is out of jail after posting bail. He's charged with assault. Seneca Falls police say a teenage girl was taken to Geneva Hospital after being shot in the eye on Monday. We're told she has recovered from the shooting. Rimmer is due back in court April 3rd.
Our special edition of News 10 NBC today continues for you. We're going to be tracking this blizzard that's headed our way.
Yeah, coming up all across the Midwest, many are already feeling the sting of the storm. Snow, sleet coming down. We'll show you what we're talking about in the Windy City coming up at 4:51.
But first, we're going to give you another look at the road so you can judge for yourself. Here's a live look at the DOT camera. 390 right near the airport tunnel. Very wet out there this morning and temperatures are falling.